Check. All right, we're ready.
And action, off we go. Welcome to Here's Your Freaking Podcast with the JLNKShow. As always, thank you for taking some time out of your day and spend a little bit of time, a little extra time with us. Don't forget, this isn't the terrestrial radio show, so if this is your first time around, not safe for work, not safe for kids. Enter with caution, if you will. Stay up to date, all things JLNK, by heading over to JLNKShow.com. We're going to talk about some red flag conversations coming up on the podcast today. We'll talk about why nice guys really do finish last, according to science.
Oh.
What happens if you have a little white spot on your ding-a-ling? Do you go to the doctor? Hell no, that's humiliating. I'm going to trust Dr. Google. Why you shouldn't trust Dr. Google. We'll talk about how many people have sex at music festivals. The number is high enough that you will wonder, why haven't I had sex at a music festival? There's something about a music festival, by the way, that makes people horny, and there's scientific reasons for that. And then we've got, an OnlyFans model who has decided to take her OnlyFans approach and make it, well, a little bit different than everybody else.
You got to stand out. It's a competitive climate.
And God damn it, she's making a lot of money doing it. Let's start right here, though. We'll use that at the end of the podcast to wrap things up. How about a little bit of advice? How about some advice from the old guys? When you were young and you were growing up, it didn't matter what your job was. You usually ended up working with an old dude somewhere. And that old dude always had lots of great advice. At least he thought it was great advice.
It always had to be sort of like couched in a weird saying, like, don't dip your pen in the company ink.
And then when you get older, you realize that at the time you thought when you were young, you're like, God, this is dumb as hell. Shut up, old man. You don't know anything about anything. We're the youth gone wild.
I'm going to dip my pen wherever I can.
And then you get older, and then you find out that old guy was right. So there's some pretty sound, wisdom coming from the old dudes. So some of the best advice that old dudes are handing out.
What did you say that old guy told you about getting married?
Oh, yeah, make sure you're young when you get married. And I said, why would I do that and ruin my youth? He said, no, because you'll still be young when you're divorced. Basically what he was saying that, yeah, you can be single when you're young, but you don't have a lot of money and you don't have time to do fun shit, right? But if you get married young, you'll eat up a little bit of that time, so then you're still young when you get divorced. Yeah. By the way, when you get divorced the first time, you will have built a life, and you will get half of that life, which means you will have stuff then when you're single again. And it's a lot more to be single with half of your stuff than to be single with nothing, right?
I understand what the old guy's laying down.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. And it was funny because he was still on his first marriage. He spent another 10 years in his first marriage before he took his own advice. Now, granted, he was old when he got a divorce, but whatever. Here's the advice the young guys probably need to hear from old dudes, right? Here's some of the most popular advice that old dudes want young people to know. 1, build yourself a strong work ethic.
A what now?
Yeah, tough one. What do you mean? Well, you got to get up before the roosters. I don't think so. And don't go to bed angry. I don't know about that either.
I typically go to bed angry because I don't have to wake up and go to work the next day.
It's never too late to invest in your appearance. Well, I don't know about that, old man.
I don't know. The older I get, the more I think, what exactly am I going to get out of this now?
Look at yourself, old man. You stopped giving a shit a long time ago. Right? I can tell by looking at you with your flannel shirt and your busted up jeans.
Fucking Nike Monarchs.
Steel-toed work boots.
Yep.
Hey, that doesn't look good on anybody.
I don't know why your old guy he looks like Ed Gein. He dresses like Ed Gein.
Well, advice from old guys that they want the young guys to know, don't fear risk. You learn from most of your failures. No, you're not. You're humiliated by most of your failures.
The older I get, the more I have to lose, the more afraid of risk I become.
Yeah.
When I had nothing, I was absolutely risking it all. Now, I don't do anything.
This is a very old manny thing to say. The advice from old guys, bone up on your social skills. Don't keep your nose buried in your phone. Yeah, that's the most old manny thing you could possibly say. The youngsters today, they spend all their time with their noses in their phone.
Have you seen what's on my phone, old man? Pretty great.
There's literally free nudity everywhere on this phone. And I can fucking gamble. I can bet on sporting events on this phone. And you know what else I could do? I could buy weed.
Oh, yeah.
Top that, old man, in your social circles. Learn how to manage your money responsibly.
I get a little bit better every day. I've found that what really works is having my money taken from me before I get my paycheck.
Oh, here's a good one from the old guys, and this is from experience. You only get one body. Learn how to take care of it. Yeah, go talk to any 40 or 50-year-old man, and he'll tell you, I wish I'd start going to the gym much, much younger in life.
The older I get, the better I take care of myself.
You don't start going to the gym until you start getting afraid that, wait a minute, my body's not doing what it used to do.
Do you ever go to the grocery store in the middle of the day and just look at the sheer fucking number of people that can't move either fast or on their own? That scares the shit out of me, man.
Be smart with who you keep in your circle, say the old guys. Ditch the ones who you know are toxic or bad news. That comes naturally with age, though. When you're young, you want to be around toxic people. You want to be around people that are bad news, people that aren't good for you, bad influences. Those are the best people to be around. When you get older, you start to realize that those people take that they take that stumble from being the cool, fun ones to be around to being the leeches and the people that you cannot get away from fast enough.
Yeah, every once in a while.
These people are sucking me dry.
Every once in a while, we'll hear from people who are worried about having house parties and getting things stolen. Like, those aren't the people you want to have in your inner circle.
Are you
going to steal from me, man?
You're fucking 45 years old and you're worrying about people stealing from your house if you have a... Hey, that says a lot about you.
Uh-huh.
I hate this one, too. Advice from old guys for young guys. It's called instant gratification because it doesn't last. Look at life from the long-term perspective.
But sometimes you are in the mood for instant gratification.
Most of the time. All the time. We're in the mood for instant gratification. And unfortunately, it usually comes back and burns us every single time. You're like, well, that thrill didn't last as long as it did the first time I did it. Yeah, the thrill is gone by the time you hit the 9th or 10th time. All right, here's some, whoa, boy. Here's, if you're in a brand new relationship, you could be in a long-term relationship or whatever. Some things you can talk about. You should be able to talk about everything. But we all know there are some things you can't talk about in a relationship, right?
You got to keep a handful of things back. A little something for Jason, for Warren.
It could be anything from money. It could be weird sex stuff. We all know that there are things in a relationship that you don't talk about. I don't care how great your relationship is. There's some shit that you hold back on. Like, I can't say that because I sound like a damn nut. I can't say that because I'll sound like a moron. Actually, less likely to sound like you would really rather not sound like a moron every opportunity in front of your partner. You can sound like a moron in front of partners or in front of strangers. That's not a big deal.
No.
Sound like a moron in front of your wife or your husband. That sucks.
She's like, I shackled myself to a smooth brain rube.
Mm-hmm. So they say if you're in a relationship, these are the big conversations. And if somebody in your relationship is avoiding it, that is a huge red flag for you. Strangely enough, there are no weird sex things in here like I thought there would be. One of the things you're supposed to, if they avoid it, you're supposed to be concerned. Anytime you want to talk about the future, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that means they don't see it with you.
You know, I was thinking 5 or 10 years from now, they're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna stop you right there. I gotta
focus on the holidays.
I got a roast in the oven.
Getting through the holidays.
You know, this one's tough. If your partner avoids these conversations, it's a huge red flag. Sharing personal struggles. You don't want to share your struggles. It makes you look like you're weak.
Well, then she might use it against you down the road.
Yeah. I've really been struggling to find happiness lately. They're like, well, it sucks to be you.
Yeah. Hey, babe, can we talk? I don't have a purpose. I struggle to find out why I'm here.
If your partner refuses to discuss finances, I don't like that because it's not like they don't want to talk about it. They can't talk about it because it tells me that they're in deep somewhere. We need to talk about our finances. I'd rather not.
No.
That's because you know that they are holding on to the worst news possible.
Or it's because they're doing very, very well. They don't think that you are, so they'd rather not let you know that things are going well for them.
Typically, that's not how it works.
I always think my wife is secretly rich. And I won't know until after she divorces me. I'm like, God damn, I fucking knew it.
She was socking away cash. How did you afford a house right after we got divorced? She's like, I've been socking away $200 every week for our entire marriage because I knew you were a rube.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think I would go after that divorce court. But you know what? That's a prize you won yourself. Good job. You get the big stuffed animal at the county fair.
Your partner avoids these conversations. It's a huge red flag. Sharing information about your families. Is that like bad information?
I think at this point in my marriage, my wife knows too much about my family.
Yeah. If your family could just dial it down a little bit.
Yeah. My wife has described my family as being, and I quote, a lot.
Could you guys just tone it down a little bit for my sake? Communicating.
Now, thankfully, over the last handful of years, her family has also become a quote a lot. So we're going tit for tat now.
All families are screwed up. All families are weird. But the only problem is other families are a different kind of weird, and you're not used to that weird.
I'm used to my weird. My weird doesn't even seem weird. It seems normal.
Yep. If your partner's avoiding these conversations, it's a red flag. Communicating your needs. Maybe that could be a weird sexual thing.
I need you to put this clown makeup on and punch me as hard as you can in the dick.
I mean, there's worse things that could happen to you over the course of the day.
I know.
If your partner refuses to discuss your feelings, I don't know if is this a red flag or not. They said if your partner avoids talking about their previous relationships, I don't know. I can't think of an instance where I'd want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, like my wife and I both knew each other when we were with other people, so like there's not like a big shroud of mystery over it.
I don't think I've ever once asked my wife about any previous relationship she's ever been in. Ever.
Do you have it good? Do you have it better than that with somebody else?
Yeah, I can't think of where that would ever make an appearance. Unless she's She's like, oh my God, Steve died from HIV. I'm like, oh, who's Steve? She's like, an old boyfriend. I'm like, all right, we need to talk about your previous relationships.
How old? Do you know when he was diagnosed? I mean, that's got to be a bigger deal if you're younger, on the younger end of things, or on the older end of things, maybe.
Yeah, I'd be very afraid.
Like if you were with somebody for 30 years before we got together, then sure, give me the cliff notes of the 3 decades. Is he stronger than me?
Can he lift heavy stuff?
Is he an angry man?
Did he sleep fart like I do too? Or am I like the first guy you've ever been around that farted when he was sleeping? I'm the first guy. That's super embarrassing. I'm so sorry that happened.
Does he like to get to drinking and maybe pay you a visit every now and again?
Oh no, he doesn't drink anymore. And why he doesn't drink anymore?
Oh.
That's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
It's a red flag if your partner won't talk about your aspirations. I'm always afraid of that conversation. What do you want to do with your life? I'm like, fucking, I don't know. I still don't know. What am I supposed to do with my life?
Taxing on the runway to glory, babe. Just wait until I take off.
I got more days behind me than I do ahead of me, but I don't know what I want to do with my life.
I don't know. I think my wife and I are kind of understood. Like, we both want to get to the finish line, retire, and do nothing as quickly as possible.
What are your aspirations? I'm hoping that you die first so that then I get all the stuff at least for a little while.
Oh, hey, Web of Iron on YouTube does say, Jason rocking a nice lit shirt today. I love it.
Oh, yeah, this is the lit shirt that my kids shamed me out of.
See?
Looks like a Miller Lite can.
Your kids are tasteless because the internet goes wild for it. That's proof right there.
Yeah.
Three kids shit on it, but one internet commenter said, way to go.
Like, ooh, Dad, and a crushed beer can shirt. They said, when are you going to grow out your goatee?
That's a fun shirt because it combines 2 things we're familiar with, Miller Lite and the band Lit. Mm-hmm. It's a crossover. Love it.
Most people just see it as some knucklehead in a crushed Miller Lite shirt because most people, for the past few decades, could give a shit about Lit. Mostly it looks like Lit, like, I'm going to get lit.
Oh.
Hey, that's even worse. I'm going to get lit.
You got to take that comment. That comment has to get rolled back because at Web of Iron on YouTube is Mutter Jeff, and he said that's why I noticed.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, you were there when I bought it.
Come on.
That's enough.
You know what the shirt is. He's just give you a little dap in front of the internet audience.
Hey, what is his sexy internet name?
Web of Iron.
Web of fire.
Is it because he's a...
Okay, Rosie Rivets.
It's because he's an iron worker, right? That's the tie-in?
Yeah.
It's not like he's a big Game of fucking Thrones.
Right.
I'm creating a web of iron. Because I'm on the internet, the web, he's an iron worker, web of iron.
Right.
Well, man, he thought that fucking thing out long and hard.
Science confirms if you were a nice guy, I have bad news. Scientists have confirmed that nice guys do indeed finish last. According to the Journal of Research and Personality.
That sucks because that means the race will be over and I finally finish.
Authors sent out questionnaires to many different countries assessing personality of dudes. They asked whether they were in a relationship, and if so, how satisfied were they with the relationship. When it came to kindness, there was a divide between the sexes. Women who were more agreeable, meaning empathetic, right, cooperative, patient, basically just regular common core traits that we like to see in other people. They were no more likely to be in a relationship than women whose qualities were less pronounced.
Oh. That's a great way to describe somebody. Like, well, I'll just say her qualities are perhaps less pronounced.
She mean.
Yeah.
Mean as hell.
That's a kind of a cunty way to put it.
For men, though, agreeableness seems to work against them, according to the survey. The correlation between kindness...
I thought it was supposed to be nice.
That's what they tell you. The correlation between kindness and being in a relationship was weak, but slightly more negative. In other words, the nicer he is, the less likely he is to have a partner. That doesn't seem fair at all. Research also found that men who were more outgoing, confident, sociable were significantly more likely to be in a relationship compared to the less extroverted dudes.
I want to know, like, what is the knock against being in a relationship with a guy who is agreeable, a pretty passive fella, and, like, gets along well? Like, is this a huge speed bump for people? Like, no, I want excitement. I want him to come home after a night of drinking and be terrified just a little bit that something might go sideways.
Again, this will tell you a lot about dudes, right? Because they noticed that women who are more empathetic, cooperative, and patient, more agreeable, they were no more likely to be in a relationship than women who were not. They also found that men who are outgoing, confident, and social, out there, in your face, they're more likely to be in a relationship. They found out that women who are extroverted also... very little difference on whether they had a partner or not. Their chances of having a partner were roughly the same.
Oh, Andrew on YouTube says because nice guys are most likely to be seen as stepped on and not stand up when they need to. Well, I've never said anything back at a restaurant, so yes, that would be true.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just eat this. It's burnt and I didn't even order this.
Oh, finally, men who tend to worry or feel anxious were less likely to have a partner as well. Among women, the same trait was linked to a different outcome. Those women that worry or feel anxious scored slightly higher, more likely to be in a relationship. Well, I mean, at least when she's worrying or she's anxious about something, at least it shows there's some concern there. There's some passion there.
Yeah, and like my wife worries or is anxious because I've given her reason to worry or be anxious in the past.
They say agreeable men were less likely to have a partner. However, this doesn't mean that agreeableness is bad for men's actual relationships. In fact, being kind and patient increased the likelihood of both men and women would be pleased with their relationship were they in one. See, that's the problem. You can be nice and kind and all that shit. You're going to have a hard time finding a girl. But the good news is once you do get the girl, you better hang on.
Okay.
And she's going to hang on to you pretty tight, too, because you're kind and you're patient.
All right, so it'll just take you longer.
Mm-hmm. All right, if you end up with a spot on your dong, do you go see the doctor? We laughed about it on the terrestrial show today.
Like if it's your foot, no. If it's on like the back of your arm, no. But if like the dick is a pretty important thing.
The problem is you have to call about it. You're like, hi, this is Jason. I need to come in and see the doctor. Okay, what seems to be the problem? There's
an English delicacy that's named after what I'm dealing with.
There's a bump on my penis. Okay, all right. Can you describe the bump? Well, I mean, it's a regular bump. It's a regular bumpy bump.
Well, and on top of that, if you do have some sort of ailment with your giblets, you can't tell a prospective love interest. No, it's not, don't worry about. Like, you better have documentation.
You can't even go back and tell the story.
No.
You're like, oh, one time I had and I'm using the words from the story, a white spot on the shaft of my penis. You couldn't tell anyone that, even 10 or 15. You can't even get a laugh out of the story because nobody's gonna. Or if they, anybody that would accept that penis for their own will not think that that's a funny story. And then after you call to set up your appointment, then what do? Then you got to go into the doctor's office. They put you in that little room, and who's the first person that comes in? A nurse. She's like, let me see that dong. And you're like, yeah, I see documentaries on the internet about this all the time. And she says, no, I want to see the white spot on the shaft of your penis. And then so she sees the spot. You're like,
she recoils in horror, and you're like, I've seen this before.
You're like, maybe I just don't tan there. Maybe it's just, some anomaly. Like, there's no pigment there. Maybe that's why I have a white spot. And then the doctor comes in after they had a conversation about it in the hallway. It's humiliating. I would go to Google, and that's exactly what this dude did. This man noticed a white spot on the shaft of his penis. Instead of going to the doctor, he took Google's advice. Google suggested that he just had a wart on his wang. That means his penis was kissing toads. Frogs. Is it frogs or toads?
It's toads. No, frogs.
Well, his penis was kissing a lot of frogs because then he had a wart. He hoped it would go away. Hey, by the way,
a fucking guy response? It'll just buff itself out.
That's a gimme. He took a drive over to the sexual health clinic. He was interrogated over the number of sexual partners he had. He swears that
There's so many, you wouldn't even believe it.
He swore up and down that he was happily married and faithful to his wife. Clinic staff planned to, oh no, this would keep me from going to the doctor. What are they going to do with that wart on his pecker? They're going to freeze it off.
No.
But then they took a closer look. That's super embarrassing.
Yeah, like this.
He gets out that little eyepiece. He gets out that little eyepiece like he's looking at a diamond. He's like, let me get a look at this wart.
Like, on closer inspection,
the good news for him is...
Please tell me she's like a whitehead. He's got a gross zitty dick.
Penile cancer, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Well, that's not funny.
The wart turns out to be a symptom of penile cancer. He was immediately booked for surgery. Again, I would probably just say, let me die. I don't want a bunch of people in the OR, handling my weenie and, trying to pop it like a zit. He told doctors, these are his words, the procedure, yada, yada, yada. He told doctors, oh, no. He told doctors, take off what you need to. I hope he means the wart.
Well, I think...
he doesn't mean the wart. They had to cut off his penis. Part of it. He calls his new penis a mini-me. But he says he's happy to say it's shorter, but still functional. Whoa. That's awful.
Dude, what a Sophie's choice.
What do they
on
do?
one hand, you're like, I'm still alive. But on the other hand, you're like, well, now I'm smaller than I was. And I was already small to begin with.
Do they craft a helmet out of it? What do they do? Is it just like abrupt, like you took a bite out of a hot dog? I mean, I would ask, is there something you could do, like helmet-wise, that you could maybe give it a personality?
Can you cute it up?
Yeah. He said that he had that bump on his penis for 14 months before getting it looked at, and obviously the decision to seek real medical attention saved his life, but wow.
Oh, no, not freezing. There'll be shrinkage. I've never even considered penile cancer. Yikes. Something else to worry about.
Well, yeah.
Yep, welcome to the podcast. There's tweezers and now this.
If you like to rock out with your cock out, why percentage of Americans or percentage of people who said that they've had sex at a music festival? This sucks. This number's too high. 5%?
Yeah.
No. 1 out of 5? Yes. 20% of people said that they've had a sexual encounter at a festival.
Now, I want to couch this whole thing by saying that this has to be different festivals than the fucking Ozfest and the Rock on the Range and the Sonic Temple that we went to. where a lot of times you feel like it was at Ozfest, it was the gathering of the Uggos.
It turns out it was Lilith Fair.
No, but I imagine
think you increase your odds, obviously, if you go to Lilith Fair.
Well, like or Bonnaroo or Coachella, anywhere there's a photo gallery afterwards of the beautiful people that were there.
I'm like, I'm here for fucking Mudvayne and Ozfest. Nobody wants to have sex with you.
You want to do it by the PlayStation stage at Ozfest?
So people are hooking up between buying like overpriced bottles of water. 53% of us say that we had sex at a music festival with our significant other.
Yeah, you guys, where do you go to do this at a music festival? The porta potty?
I think we all know the answer to this. Or you go back to the tent, right?
Yeah, the tent might be it.
16% of us say we had sex with a friend or someone they came to the festival with. 16% of us say that we ran into an ex at a music festival and fucked them. 38% said their encounter was with a stranger. That's the hottest damn thing ever. How was Ozfest? Shitty. How was Lilith Fair? Fucking great. Half of all respondents said they would be...
hey, man, I'm filthy. I've been sweating all day. I'm a bit dehydrated and half drunk. Do you want to have sex?
50% of respondents say they were open to a weekend festival fling. Not surprisingly, dudes were more into it than women. Almost 6 out of 10 dudes say they'd be down for sex at a music festival.
Who are the 4 guys that are saying absolutely not?
Yeah, well, the guys are like, dude, everything at a festival is gross. 36% of women say that they would be down to do it at a music festival.
I bet Lollapalooza is a nice middle-of-the-road festival where there are attractive people there, but also, like,
yeah,
you know, the Jim Rose folks.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap on this because it's disgusting. An OnlyFans model from Toronto. Her name is Avalon Safh, S-A-P-H. She said, making money on OnlyFans is a lot of fun.
I bet it is. I'm my own boss, set my own hours, naked all the time.
23-year-old woman known to her fans as Lana has been pulling in big bucks by selling videos of herself on OnlyFans farting. Fans of her flatulence have been paying a lot of money for every fart video that she sends them.
There, again, are a lot of fetishes we've talked about on the podcast that I could at least see the leap.
So how much do you think you got to pay for a fart video?
$10?
No, it's not $10. She's making a lot of money.
$50?
$200.
Is she naked when she farts?
I don't know.
She does that weird like back curl thing where you're like, you gotta like one side scrunches up.
$200, no smell. She says, no smell, nothing. Just a video of audible farting. $200 a pop. She has a regular job too. This shouldn't surprise anybody.
How do I know she's not selling my fart to somebody else?
She probably is. I would bet.
I want a personalized fart just for me.
Boring. You have to fart and say my name over the top of it. Boring.
It's been brown water marked.
She's a fart video actress at night, or I should say by day. At night, she's a stripper. After she discovered OnlyFans and that followers would pay her to do strange things, she managed to turn the farting into a new business.
All right, it's $200 a crack. How much are we talking now?
She doesn't have a total. Just $200. That's good enough for me. Like $200, that's pretty all right, man. So I don't know when you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening to it while you're driving into work this morning, then the joke's on you.
Yep. Here I am, a week and a half from payday. Somebody's out there getting $200 off fart at least.
I could have made like $2,000 this morning just during the show. So there you go.
I know it was you.
Here's the podcast for this week. As always, thank you for being a part of it. Stay up to date, all things JLNK, by heading over to JLNKShow.com, and we will see you next Tuesday.